Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says human rights are always an issue between Washington and Beijing.
I have a full agenda of many issues of great concern to us, including human rights and the freedom and free movement of people inside China who have a right to exercise those freedoms under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
Attorney and activist Chen Guangcheng stayed at the U.S. Embassy in Beijing after escaping from house arrest. Both sides sought to downplay the incident. Professor Yinhong at RENMIN University in Beijing says both countries have bigger concerns.
The U.S. really hopes that China can cooperate with it on the issues of Iran, Syria, and North Korea, and also hopes to gain more economic concessions from China. These are all beneficial to the U.S. presidential election campaign.
The United States has long sought to balance human rights concerns in China with the need for cooperation on broader economic and political concerns. Doug Bandow is a senior fellow at Washington's CATO Institute.
If you make this kind of the center of your dispute, you're not going to get anything else done. So I think the desperate attempt then is to say, let's talk about these things, but let's be able to set them aside when we have to go and talk about Sudan, go and talk about North Korea, Iran, economic issues.
Human Rights Watch China Director Sophie Richardson says President Obama's success at striking that balance is uneven.
I don't think this administration has done a particularly good job of coordinating across the breadth and the depth of relationship in service of better protecting human rights issues.
Doug Bandow says protests surrounding Chen's case unnerve Communist Party leaders, especially following popular uprisings in the Middle East and North Africa.
I think the leadership is extremely nervous. They sit on a volcano. I mean, this is a ruling party that has essentially no legitimacy other than economic prosperity.
Sophie Richardson says pressure for systemic change in China is only going to grow.
And I think we're at a moment historically when governments like the U.S. have to start thinking about a broader relationship with the Chinese people, not just a government that we know is not necessarily representative of popular sentiment.
U.S. officials say the deal resolving Chen's case reflect both his wishes and Washington's values. Scott Stearns, VOA News, the State Department.